Hello, and welcome to the show. Tonight we're diving into countries that aren't particularly fond of Americans, geopolitical realities and shifting cultural sands. It's not about personal grudges or pizza toppings, we're talking about international relations. 10 countries where the welcome mat is rolled up, travel restrictions and public sentiment, why these nations say no to the American dream. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's kick things off with a country that's about as easy to get into as a billionaire's bunker during a global pandemic, North Korea. The reasons behind North Korea's aversion to American tourists run deeper than Kim Jong-un's fashion choices. Decades of political tension, mistrust, and enough nuclear weapons to make generals sweat. Travel restrictions are tighter than skinny jeans on a sumo wrestler. North Korea views American influence like a vampire encountering a garlic farm. Next up, we're heading to a country that's often portrayed in Western media with all the nuance of a sledgehammer, Iran. Now, let's be clear, the relationship between the US and Iran is more complicated than a Rubik's Cube designed by MC Escher after a triple espresso. We're talking decades of political maneuvering, sanctions that would make a banker sweat, and enough historical baggage to fill the cargo hold of a Boeing 747. For American travelers, navigating the complexities of Iranian politics and cultural sensitivities can feel like trying to defuse a bomb while wearing oven mitts. Visas are notoriously difficult to obtain, and even if you manage to jump through all the bureaucratic hoops, you'll likely find yourself under a level of scrutiny that would make a hawk-eyed accountant break a sweat. But here's the thing. Beneath the layers of political tension and cultural misunderstandings lies a country of stunning beauty, rich history, and incredibly hospitable people. Perhaps one day the walls of mistrust will crumble, and Americans can once again experience the magic of Iran without the need for a diplomatic envoy and a team of bodyguards. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to venture into a country where the political climate is more volatile than a backpack full of nitroglycerin, Venezuela. This South American nation, once a beacon of prosperity and a popular tourist destination, has been grappling with a perfect storm of economic turmoil, political instability, and social unrest that would make even the most seasoned traveler think twice. Yes, the country is facing unprecedented challenges, and the situation for many Venezuelans is dire. Hyperinflation has rendered the local currency practically worthless, basic necessities are scarce, and political divisions run deeper than the Orinoco River. However, for American travelers, Venezuela presents a unique set of challenges. The US government currently advises against all travel to the country, citing crime, civil unrest, and the arbitrary enforcement of local laws. It's like trying to navigate a minefield while blindfolded and riding a unicycle, possible but not exactly advisable. Until then, it's probably best to admire its potential from afar and hope for a brighter future for the Venezuelan people. Chapter 4. Cuba mojitos, classic cars, and a side of complicated history. Get ready to salsa your way into a country where the rhythm is hot, the history is complex, and the relationship with the United States is more tangled than a set of Christmas lights. Cuba. For decades, Cuba has held a certain mystique for Americans. It was the forbidden fruit, just 90 miles off the coast. Then travel restrictions loosened, and Americans flocked to Cuba. But the relationship is as unpredictable as hurricane season. So what does this mean for the average American dreaming of Cuba? It means doing your research and being prepared for a bureaucratic tango. Chapter 5. Russia, from Cold War to chilly welcome. Fasten your ushankas, comrades, because we're about to delve into a country that's colder than a Siberian winter, and about as welcoming to Americans as a bear protecting its cubs, Russia. Now, the relationship between the United States and Russia has always been a bit frosty, to say the least. We're talking decades of Cold War tensions, enough spy novels to fill the Library of Congress, and enough political maneuvering to make a chess grandmaster's head spin. But in recent years, things have gone from chilly to downright glacial. The annexation of Crimea, interference in elections, and let's not forget the small matter of a certain ongoing conflict have all contributed to a level of mistrust that would make even the most optimistic diplomat reach for the vodka. And for American travelers, well, let's just say that Russia isn't exactly rolling out the red carpet. Until the political climate thaws, we'll just have to settle for admiring its beauty from afar and hoping that one day, the bridges of understanding will be rebuilt. Chapter 6. China more than just pandas and trade wars. Ni hao and welcome to China, a country that's home to more people than you can shake a stick at, more history than you can fit in a textbook, and a relationship with the United States that's more complicated than a game of Go played on a roller coaster. Now China's been on quite a journey over the past few decades. It's gone from a relatively closed-off communist nation to an economic powerhouse with more skyscrapers than you can count, and a global influence that's impossible to ignore. But this rapid rise hasn't come without its share of growing pains, especially when it comes to its relationship with the United States. So, where does that leave American travelers? Well, it's complicated. Add to that the heightened political tensions and the potential for misunderstandings, and it's understandable why some Americans might be hesitant to book a trip to the Middle Kingdom. Hold on to your fez hats, folks. We're journeying to Turkey, where ancient history meets modern geopolitics. Turkey's a cultural crossroads, straddling Europe and Asia, tradition and modernity. Sip Turkish coffee by Roman ruins, haggle in bustling bazaars, but recent political instability, attempted coups, and crackdowns have made it unpredictable. The strained US-Turkey relationship adds to the complexity. For American travelers, research and stay informed about travel advisories. Prepare to be dazzled and slightly bewildered as we venture into a kingdom of vast deserts, unimaginable wealth, and a human rights record that's, shall we say, a bit more complicated than a game of five-dimensional chess. Saudi Arabia. Now Saudi Arabia is a country of contradictions. It's the birthplace of Islam, home to the holiest sites in the Muslim world, and a place where ancient traditions still hold sway. But it's also a country of gleaming skyscrapers, opulent shopping malls, and a thirst for modernity that's as insatiable as its appetite for oil. For decades, Saudi Arabia has been a key US ally in the Middle East, a relationship built on a foundation of oil, security, and a shared distrust of Iran. But in recent years that relationship has become increasingly strained, thanks to concerns over human rights abuses, the war in Yemen, and the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. So is Saudi Arabia worth visiting? That's a question only you can answer. Get ready to pack your sense of adventure, and a healthy dose of caution, as we journey to a land of towering mountains, ancient civilizations, and a security situation that's more volatile than a bag of fireworks left out in the sun. Pakistan. Now Pakistan is a country that often gets a bad rap in the Western media, and it's true that it's faced its fair share of challenges over the years. Terrorism, political instability, and a history of conflict with neighboring India have all taken their toll. But to reduce Pakistan to its problems is to miss out on the incredible beauty, rich history, and warm hospitality that this country has to offer. From the soaring peaks of the Karakoram Range to the bustling streets of Lahore, Pakistan is a land of contrasts, a place where ancient traditions coexist with modern aspirations. However, for American travelers, Pakistan presents a unique set of challenges. Just be sure to do your research, take necessary precautions, and stay informed about the latest security developments. Get ready to dust off your Spanish phrasebook and pack your sense of adventure as we journey to a land of volcanoes, beaches, and a political climate that's about as predictable as a game of hot potato with a live grenade. Nicaragua. Now Nicaragua has always been a bit of a hidden gem in Central America, a country of stunning natural beauty, rich history, and a vibrant culture that's often overshadowed by its more popular neighbors, Costa Rica and Panama. But in recent years, Nicaragua has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Political unrest, human rights abuses, and a crackdown on dissent have tarnished its image and made many travelers think twice about visiting. It all started in 2018, when a series of protests against the government of President Daniel Ortega were met with a brutal crackdown. Since then, Nicaragua has been mired in a political crisis, with the government accused of silencing opposition voices, targeting journalists, and violating the rights of its citizens. So, what does this mean for American travelers? Well, it means that visiting Nicaragua requires a certain level of caution and awareness. And there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of 10 countries where the welcome mat for Americans might be a little worse for wear. Now, before you go building a bunker in your backyard and stocking up on canned goods, remember, the world is a vast and diverse place, and these 10 countries represent just a tiny fraction of the incredible destinations out there. The point of this wasn't to discourage you from traveling, but rather to encourage you to be informed, respectful, and mindful of the complexities of our increasingly interconnected world. So, the next time you're planning a trip abroad, do your research, check those travel advisories, and remember, a little bit of cultural sensitivity goes a long way. After all, nobody likes an obnoxious tourist, especially one who doesn't even know the local custom for saying no, thank you to a plate of fermented herring.